So one of the issues that we deal with on this twin flame journey that myself and many of people that I talk with um, that are on the twin flame journey is the issue of providence, is the issue of making a living when we're going through this. This journey can be so difficult, and it takes all of our attention. It takes all of our almost like our focus and our life power and our energy is into this journey. And then a lot of the questions that arrive is, how am I supposed to make a living? I can't concentrate on the simplest of tasks. My mind is constantly on this journey, or constantly within, that either the chasing mode or um, trying to figure out the journey. Anytime we try to bring our concentration onto something else, it seems like our concentration keeps on going back. And how are we supposed to make a living while we're on this journey? I even sometimes have the questioning of, okay, so if we are the chosen ones, if we were chosen for this, then make it at least easy in the way that providence is given, in the way that while I'm going through all of this, at least take that off of my plate so I don't have to worry about that. Um, and I was having a conversation with a friend, and I was saying, even sometimes it feels like, okay, if I have to be on this, then then make that part of the journey easy. It's like you come uh, talking to God and saying, well, take that off of my plate so that I can deal with this, so that it feels like everything together. It's overwhelming. How am I supposed to deal with making a living, taking care of my children, keeping a house in order, and going through this spiritual awakening and the twin flame saga? All How am I supposed to, how am I supposed to hold all of this together all at once? Um, it's much. At least come in and take care of that part, and make that part easy, make that part where I don't have to worry about it. And before I even was able to get the question out, I already had the answer. The answer was coming in way of almost like a premonition. And the the answer that I got was, you are provided for. You just have to realize it. You just have to come into the realization and be able to see it. So you see that every single person on this journey that I have met, including myself and including my counterpart, are people that are extremely unique and talented and have and very blessed with many talents, very complex beings that have a multitude of different ways to make a living just by being themselves. Their personalities, each and every one of us. You see that a lot of the people on this twin flame journey, they are already in the matrix personalities. They are already people that are well known in whatever it is that they do. Or even there are famous people that are within this community, whether they are on the running side or on the chasing side. But um, it seems as though most of the people that I have encountered that are on the twin flame journey and that have been chosen for this task um, seem to be, and I'm just open. I'm just speaking open. I'm speaking as I see it, and I'm allowing whatever comes to come out, because that's just the way that I see it. Um, that the providence is given, that it is our part to just see it, and part of the rising and part of the overcoming and part of the coming into our own is that we are becoming, and as we become, it'll become more simple to us because we were given so many talents in so many different ways to bring in that providence. It is a given. What we need to do is just kind of surrender. We're coming back to the surrendering part. Surrender into it and allow whatever it is to come in on the flow. Um, and know that we are worthy and know that it is there and know that we are provided for, and then we are provided for. So part of the spiritual awakening, part of the rising, is just the letting go and allowing it to come in and to flow. When we are constantly trying to control it and thinking that we have to do something for it, we have to make it happen, then we are preventing it and not allowing it to come in on its natural flow. Whereas when we, because we're coming from a place of fear, a place of weakness, a place of lack, where when we rise into ourself of knowing what we are and who we are and that we are worthy and knowing our own power, then and knowing that we are provided for, because as you look backwards and as you see, we have always been provided for, whether it was the way that you wanted it to be or not. We were always provided for, and that's how we came to this moment. That's how we came to where we are at now. And we are actually very, very, very like graced, and the word I used it earlier, um, um, honored to be chosen for this. And also when there's so many, such a multitude of different talents, which are gifts from God, right? God flowing through you. Your talents aren't your own. They are the gift of God that flows through you, the aspects of God that are asking to come into existence in the 3D world, in this plane, right? They're just coming through you. So you were given many, many aspects of God. So when you quit thinking that it's yourself and you just allow it to flow through you, the providence is given. It's like allowing God to flow through you, and that is allowing God to be expressed uh, through the filter that is you. So you are a part of God, and God is filtered through you, and it is how you bring yourself into expression. The more you bring yourself into expression, the more you are fulfilling your purpose, because your purpose is to fulfill the God aspect that comes through you, to allow God to flow through you by way of your talents, by way of the way that you speak, by allowing the flow to come through. And then when you come into that place and you know who you are and you know how privileged, that's the word, how privileged you are, and that you are provided for, you are taken care of, you are chosen. When you fully understand that and you don't think that you have to prove it to yourself and prove it to the world and prove it outwardly, then it comes in a natural state, and then it allows that flow to flow through you, and then you are in your unique being, your unique aspect, and there is a purpose for that, and that creates, not only does it create an outward flow of abundance, it creates that flow of abundance. It creates that cycle of abundance. The more you allow God to flow through you, the more God will flow through you. So the more gifts you are given to give the world and you present them to the world, then you will be given more gifts and more gifts and more gifts. It's just like you can't eat without going to the bathroom. If you eat and you don't go to the bathroom, eventually there's not going to be any more space to eat, right? So if you are getting gifts to give to the world and you're thinking that it's you, and out of fear you're like, no, I don't want to, it feels uncomfortable, the world is going to think that I'm um what's the word when you're like a show off. The world is going to think that that even being over, it's me, look at me. And the opposite side of that is the humility. Oh, I can't be proud. I both the sides of that is the exact same thing. It's thinking that whatever is coming through you is you, and whatever's coming through you is coming through you to give to the world. And you can rest assured that when you give your gift to the world, there are places that need to receive that gift. Otherwise, it wouldn't be given to give. And your job is to get as far enough out of the way to allow it to flow through you, uh, uh, as is, as pure of a being as you can be. The more you purify yourself, it always comes back to that. The more you can become righteous, the more that God can flow through you without your filter or your ego getting involved and getting in the middle of it. And the more you allow that God flow, which is your purpose, which is your divine purpose, and what you were born for, the more you can be in full expression of your talents, of whatever is given to give. First of all, the better it feels. You feel like, okay, I'm certain, because when you keep on getting gifts to give and you don't give it, you start yourself feeling that pressure builds up. And when you start giving that gift, you create that beautiful flow. You get more gifts to give, and you feel like you're in the right place, and it quits being about you. It starts being about the gift and giving. It starts being bigger than you. It feels right. And you can trust that also whoever's not interested in that message and whoever that message is not relevant for won't be watching. So it doesn't matter. It doesn't matter in any case. And if somebody comes in and says, "Oh, who do they think they are?" Their opinion isn't important. The people's opinion that is important is the people that are receiving and getting the gift. So this is a calling to get out there and give your gift. Get out there and give your gift, not only for the world, not only for the expansion of humanity, but also for yourself. For yourself. When you start giving the gift, even if in the beginning it doesn't feel natural, when you start giving your gift, it becomes more and more natural. It becomes more and more in the flow. And when you start giving the gift, you start understanding, like, how could it have been different? It had to have been. And it also relieves you of being so far in your own story, so far in, especially with this twin flame journey, so far in the pain and so far in, oh, poor me. It starts getting much bigger than you and much broader than you, and not about you. It's not about you. All you are is a like the a shell to allow the flow to come through. It's not about you. It doesn't matter. It doesn't matter what you look like. It doesn't matter what your name is. It is about the message. It becomes much bigger than you and broader than you. And it's also not your responsibility. Whatever comes through you, all your responsibility is to allow it to flow through you. Whatever the message is, it's not yours. It's non-attachment. When you agree to allow it to flow and you don't think it's yours, it's not personal. And the reactions that you get, it's nice when people write in and people get the gift, and that you can feel good because you're serving your purpose. But it's not about you. It's so much bigger than that. And that is what this whole spiritual awakening and this it's coming into service. It's a calling to be in service of your divine purpose. Um, and allowing it to flow through you. Even if in the beginning it feels uncomfortable, you just suck it up. Suck it up. And then afterwards, it feels so good. The release feels so good that you realize that that was where you were always meant to be, and that providence is given. And it seems like the more talents that we were given to give, the more mumbo jumbo we have to work through, the more complex it seems to be, the more we get lost in the stories. Because where do I put myself? I have this talent, I have that talent. What am I supposed to do? So you start on one project, and then you have such a flow of abundance of talents that you don't even know where to put yourself first, where you don't even put yourself anyway, and you end up getting up and running away from whatever it is. And when you start realizing that it's bigger than you, that it's not you, it is coming into the most natural place of existence. It is you getting providence for being at your natural, most calm state. That is when that flow is allowed to come through. There's a book that I read. I really want to bring it here to attention. It's called You Two, like U squared. And it's a really short book, a really quick read. It took me about a month to read through it, but it's only like 30 some pages. And it is, I'm going to get it. I'm going to show it to you so that you know what I'm talking about. See, this is what it looks like. You too. And it says you too, a high velocity formula for multiplying your personal effectiveness in quantum leaps. And what they speak about, what he speaks about, this is by Price. It's kind of, wait, let me see, let me find it. Price Pritchett, PhD. And he wrote this. See, it's a really quick little read. But it is absolutely, I've marked up all of these places. Change your personal rules for success. Ignore conventional approaches. And it gives you like this formula for quantum leaps in your life. And basically what he says is that it's about standing away for a minute and doing what comes the most natural to you. So it's following your nose again. It's when you quit trying to make things happen in the way that you think that they have to happen. You step back for a second and you just find what comes the most natural to you in the world. Whatever that thing is, that is where you're going to find your quantum leaps. And that is where you are meant to be. And that is where your message is. And once you just start giving the gift, it doesn't matter where you give the gift. Start giving the gift, the how and the way and the path will open up for you. You just have to start giving your gift. You don't have to start thinking, how am I going to make money from my gift? Because then you're getting into that mindset of beating the old way, the fear-based. You need to think, what is the gift and how do I give this gift? And the gift is whatever comes most natural for you, just by your state of being. And a lot of us on this twin flame journey, we are healers. We are bridges between, we are channels for the divine to come through our God-given talents, whatever those are. And so a perfect example of that is these videos. That is a perfect example of what I am doing to be in expression, to be able, because I feel like I can't not do it. It is being born out of me. And if I stop that flow, when I stop that flow, I start getting into the stories. It starts building up. And when you allow that flow to come through you again and again and again, just allow it as it comes, allow it as it comes. You can trust that you are in the right place and whatever needs to be will come of it. And you will be led into the next step. So trust, have faith, know your worth. Know that whatever your God-given talents are, whatever comes most natural to you, that is the place. And just continue on doing your work, your own personal work. And sometimes that work looks like a ball of crying on the floor. Sometimes that's just what it is. And even if that is what it is, even expressing that is moving something and allowing somebody else to feel okay in their own path, understanding that they are not alone. So I'm sending you guys so much love. Thank you for listening. And this is your calling. This is my calling. This is our calling, to be in expression and to a calling to our divine path. So sending you guys so much love. Thank you.